Guys, welcome back. This is the iPad 9 generation, and I have been using this iPad for a very long time. And I also have the iPad Pro M4, which is latest and greatest. And this iPad 9 generation non-Pro model is an excellent device to have even in 2025. And if you are in market and want to buy an iPad which does not break your bank and serve you the best, then this iPad 9 Gen can also be a great option to consider. You also get the option to use the Apple Pencil Generation 1 with this iPad. A very important thing in our decision makings whenever we are in market and wants to buy something, what we consider. We consider number one, and this number one thing is the FOMO, and that FOMO means fear of missing out, which means if I get this iPad 9 generation, what I might be missing. And the second thing is the value for money. And the value for money is the most accurate thing and the most important thing in your life, and you should be considering this approach every single time, irrespective whatever you are purchasing. You're purchasing the iPads, cars, homes, and every single thing. So in my decision making process, what matters the most is the quality of the screen. In this iPad, we get the LCD screen, and when the iPad Pros M4 released, they released with the OLED technology, and the quality of the screen and the display quality was my main criteria or the main factor for choosing the iPad Pro M4. I have been using the iPad Pro M4 11-inch since it was launched, and using this gorgeous display and using the iPad 9 Gen in parallel, I am in a position to give you a great comparison. The first thing that I'm noticing, and that you might also notice, is the screen quality in the iPad 11 generation is excellent, but the screen you will be getting in the iPad 9 generation is not a cheap one. It has one of the best LCD displays on earth. You must have seen the LCD displays of the other manufacturers, but their screen quality when it comes to LCD display is not as good as the LCDs which we get in the Apple iPads. So watching movies on watching Netflix on your iPad 9 generation or going through the YouTube videos, your experience of using the iPad 9 generation will not be less. You will enjoy the display equally once you start watching the movies on the iPad 9 generation, and you will not miss out any single thing when it comes to display details. So if you're only looking for the greatest display, the iPad M4 might be a good option, but the iPad 9 generation is a no less thing, and it will give you all the flavors, all the colors that you might need in your iPad's display. So for me, the display is definitely great on the iPad Pro M4, but the display in the iPad 9 generation is not a bad thing. You still enjoy watching movies or watching the YouTube videos equally. The value for money component is extremely important. So in this video, I have the iPad 9 generation, and at the same time, I have also been using the iPad Pro M4. So I can give you the insights which you might need to final your purchase decision. If you're in market and wants to buy a budget-friendly iPad, apart from content consumption and productivity, the third most important thing in my criteria is playing games on the iPad 9 generation. And if you look at the gaming collection that I have on my iPad, this is the things which I do a lot. The Candy Crush is the most played game on this iPad, but I also have played the Roblox in this, and the Roblox experience has been excellent so far. I made few videos on the Roblox performance on the iPad 9 generation. Go ahead and watch these videos as well. We still have the capabilities to serve you in best possible ways. So if you are a pro gamer, you can also connect the PS4 controller with your Apple iPad 9 Gen and can enhance your gaming experience. This is a one plus. I don't have any reservations when it comes to future proofing of iPad 9 generation when it comes to playing games on it. Now let's talk about the Apple Pencil 1 with the iPad 9 generation. This Apple Pencil Gen 1 is connected with the iPad. Let's click on the notes. If you are someone who prefer writing on screen, then the option is there. You can simply get a Apple Pencil Generation 1 in a very cheap price and can connect this with your iPad Gen 9. You can simply write anything you would love to write. There might be a slight latency delay issues which you might not notice in your everyday task. Otherwise, experience is awesome. Also, if you are a painter, you might have the option to use the pencil in its greater ways. The overall experience of Apple Pencil is still great, and that's a good thing to have in a decent pricing package. Candy Crush, Roblox, we can play a lot of games on this iPad without any issues. The battery has been excellent so far. This is a comparatively a very old iPad, but still this is running and working smooth to get the proper understanding how the iPad 9 generation is handling the Roblox games. Okay, so after the content consumption, the productivity is the second most important thing in my use cases. I reply to emails right from this iPad, and I have installed the Outlook, and using the Outlook on the iPad is a stunning experience. Second, you can also use the Word or Excel on this iPad 9 generation, and the experience is super smooth. You won't regret using the MS Office utilities on this iPad. The experience might be very wonderful. And I also use the Canva on this iPad to edit my thumbnails, and also I upload sometimes my YouTube videos right from this iPad 9 generation. This iPad 9 generation has never let me down when it comes to productivity, and the productivity experience so far has been an excellent thing. And yes, iPad 9 generation is an excellent device when it comes to handling the 4K 30 FPS video edits. Primarily, I'm using the CapCut to edit my 4K 30 FPS videos, and the experience has been excellent so far. Since I have been using this Apple Pencil for a very long time, I can easily and I can confidently comment on its battery performance. The battery performance is excellent. You might not get the best battery of the world, but in parallel, the battery is not the worst of the world either. This is somewhere in between because of its size. The battery performance is considered great. This is awesome. Apple generally makes a very reliable product. So if you are in market and wants to have a iPad for your lighter everyday use, then the iPad 9 Gen and the Apple Pencil 1, if it is in your use case, will be the best option even in 2025. This will serve you in the best possible ways. Like in my experience, I love watching movies on this iPad, love editing on the iPad 9 Gen. I have the so far excellent gaming experience using this iPad 9 generation. So if these are your use case, then the iPad 9 Gen is highly recommended for you. This won't break your bank, and when you want to resell it, you might not lose a lot of money and still be able to upgrade the device. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends who wants to buy the iPad 9 Gen. Thank you very much.